The adult beverages are poured, the kids are asleep. Welcome to New Dad Gaming, a show about fatherhood, gaming, and new fathers figuring out their gaming lives. My name is Trevor, and I have a 3-year-old and an 8-month-old.
And I'm Jeff. I have a 7-year-old and a 5-year-old.
And a darling dog about to go to sleep on your couch.
That's right. She's 13 years old.
So longtime listeners might have heard a cameo from Jeff's dog, as the couch behind him where he records happens to be his favorite sleeping place.
That's right. There's lots of snores that might happen, so I apologize in advance.
And you look at the dog, and then you look at your kids. Why can't you just sleep this nicely?
That's right. There's your model employee right behind me. Just that's what you're supposed to do when you're tired. You go to sleep.
There's one being in this house, and he's super happy when I come home.
Yeah.
And he eats whatever I give him.
At the time, right?
He sleeps a whole bunch, and through the night, he doesn't poop where I don't want him to.
Nope.
Yeah.
Listens.
Kids, step up. Be like dogs. What's up? But beyond dogs, the biggest news this week clearly was E3 2018. Big year. It's interesting because you've seen some indication from some of the big companies saying they don't really want to do it anymore.
Yeah, that's kind of worrisome. I know that it costs a lot of money for them, and a lot of games have to be kind of rushed out the gate to get to E3, but it's kind of nice having a big event that's game-centric. But there's lots of them that happen throughout the year now. Maybe it's time to cut it off. I don't know.
Yeah, and Sony kind of cut them off at the knees because they just, I think, beforehand kind of announced everything they had. It's like, well, here's all our games. And you'll see it again soon, folks.
It's like running a credits thing. It's just like you throw text up there, like, yep, all these games are coming, no surprises. Bye. See you.
And I think as slightly older gamers, we can remember back E3 when, let's say when I was a teenager or slightly later, like I was glued to the sets. I was trying to clamor in every piece of news I could because what's going to be like, what's the game? Like this event used to be just that's a bit hyperbolic. I was going to say highlight of my year, but
whoa,
yeah,
okay.
Super gamer, but it was incredibly exciting. I don't know if that same feeling was for yourself.
No, it's kind of drowned out with a lot of other things that are happening, and a lot of the stuff gets leaked out beforehand, which is the problem with social media too, is like those surprises are kind of ruined before, and then everyone's kind of rushing around trying to get things pieced together and just put it out there now that people have ruined it. But it's still fun to watch, just the theatrics of the whole thing. So and the screw-ups.
Were there good screw-ups this year? Unfortunately, I was not able to watch a lot of it, so I don't know if there was any decent screw-ups.
You need to watch the EA conference. The EA conference was just horrible. They were just like crickets through the entire thing. It's like FIFA, yay!
Micro. Just kidding. Don't worry.
Ridge Racer.
But of course, it was just an absolute damn burst of games. So for this episode, we're going to change up the format a little bit. We're going to forego the typical news because the only news is E3.
Yeah.
That happened this week. We're also going to forego Gaming Dad Victory of the Week. Give that a week off just so that the Gaming Dad Victor receives proper focus for the next week. But we did want to hit each of the notable games. We're not going to hit every single one that was kind of released, but from the various conferences, here's every single game, kind of a dad take. Us as gaming dads, can we possibly be excited for this one? Do you have any hope of playing this one?
Exactly.
And I think, what wasn't there, which is either sad or, it's expected to be, and kind of some of the big takeaways of those that we talked about. What's the highlights? What are the big guys? And then a little bit of optimism. What are the favorite ones for the gaming dads?
And on a positive note, I like it.
Absolutely. But Jeff, to kick us off, why don't you run us through what Microsoft brought to E3?
So Microsoft upped their game this year. They brought the big guns, which was good to see. Like last year, they were kind of quiet. And again, they didn't have many exclusives coming out. So this year, they bought a whole bunch of studios, including...
So they bought bigger guns.
Yeah, they bought them. Who cares? Just buy them up. So they bought Ninja Theory, who are the developers of Hellblade. which is surprising because everyone thought that that was a very successful game and they kind of stay indie. But nope, they're bringing their guns and buying a lot of games for exclusives, I can only imagine, which is great to see. Again, competition, great. And they mentioned that there's a new Xbox in development. If you weren't broke already, you will be in 2 to 3 years.
So if not only do we know there's another PS5, it's another PlayStation called PS5 on the horizon. We are now looking at another Xbox. Yeah. Oh golly gee! Great.
It's great. I love it. So it's we'll see what of these games are cross-gen, because the next one is Gears of War 5 was announced, which I haven't really personally played a lot of, but I think you have, Trevor. So
I actually only played over one. I played parts of one, and then I was very late into the Xbox cycle by the time I actually had purchased that console. So I think I only played 3. Which is, you're just diving into this old story.
Like, I have no attachment, whatever.
Yeah. We know how much you care about this guy. I don't know who that is. But it was great. It was one of the most visceral games. You can remember when it came out, it really changed the game. That was the first, or at least most prominent, cover-based shooter. Third person, your guy had so much weight. These are the heaviest feeling dudes.
Yeah.
Not only do they look thick, they feel thick. Like when you're running around. So it's very different from other stuff out there. And that I always found them to be a great time. Cool stories, like just awesome action. So ideally they keep it up and knock it out of the park.
We'll see when that one comes down. Probably 2019. But along with that one, another big blockbuster for them, Halo Infinite, was announced, which I've played the original Halo. I didn't play anything after that because I was a Sony person. So I can only imagine somebody's excited for Halo Infinite.
That's exciting. It's one of the ones that I pegged to talk about more because it's either going to follow everybody else and go down kind of a sad path, and that'll be terrible to see, or it could be an injection of a great action campaign / multiplayer. So I'm actually kind of excited about that. I'd like to talk about that a little bit later in the show.
Okay, we'll hit that later. Forza Horizon 4, again, another big one for them. I know that's a system seller. Mm-hmm. I can see Forza Horizon has always gone against Gran Turismo, and I can see how people like I can't even say the name, Forza Horizon, just because the iterations are so consistent, where Gran Turismo, you're waiting 6 years between games. But we'll see what that one happens. A big secret one that Microsoft had was Cyberpunk, which I will talk about later. But those are the makers from Witcher 3, guys, CG Project Red. The much anticipated Cyberpunk is, I don't know, it was shown. We'll see when it comes. But again, I'll talk about that later.
Now, it's worth noting that it is cross-platform. Like Cyberpunk will come across all systems. Okay.
Yeah, it was just something that they had exclusively shown on their stage as a world premiere. So they like doing that too. But
okay.
Good conference.
Good. Yeah, I would say, man, if they Halo, Forza, and Cyberpunk, if they had managed to have all those as exclusives,
that would be
that'd be a little tricky.
The world would be on fire right now. I don't know.
But Gears of War, Halo, Forza, all exclusives for them at a time when they
need it right now.
Yeah, they've been told they don't have exclusives. Buying Ninja Theory, who have produced some great games. Yeah, hey, good work, Microsoft.
Yeah.
So we move on to Bethesda. Now much of this stuff I think we already knew about going in, but it's still kind of interesting to see more information. So we're looking at Fallout 76. That was the big multiplayer version of Fallout. The dads are ambivalent to that concept.
Yeah, I'm not sure about that one. Having an always online thing where there's no NPCs, there's other players. Like that's how you get your quests and stuff. I'm like, nope, that's not dad friendly to me. I'm out.
Yeah, there's going to be 12-year-olds that are super powerful.
That's right.
And I just want to roam the wastelands, man. I don't want to have to deal with these kids. I deal with kids as a job. I don't want to deal with it as my enjoyment.
Virtually.
I'm hoping to be proven wrong, and it'll obviously maybe just not these dads. Maybe other people will like it. But they talked about Fallout 76, Rage 2. Rage was, I think, a bit of an unsung hero. Seemed like a very adequate, enjoyable game.
Yeah, people wanted this one, so it looked colorful.
Mm-hmm. That was cool. Yeah, the marketing for it's really cool. Like all the various characters that we did see. So No, it's cool to see a game that people liked that kind of flew under the radar getting
Yeah.
a sequel. That's nice. Elder Scrolls 6. Never heard of it. This Elder Scrolls series.
What is that? We'll see it in 7 years when it's done.
You'll also then proceed to see it for the next 10 years.
Be on your phone by the end of the decade. We're good.
Now, actually, that didn't make the list, but there was Elder Scroll Blades,
Yeah, the Blades thing.
which was a mobile port of not port. Sorry, it was a mobile game made specifically for phones.
Yes.
A pared down Elder Scroll experience.
Which, I don't know. I don't know what your phone likes is like, Trevor, but my battery will burn on that thing. That will be like 10 minutes of gameplay, and then you haven't saved a quest or anything. So,
Yeah. I'd love to check it out. I think they've mentioned it's free to play, which is
really? Well, that might be good to
which
jump in.
That's worth a try. It's worrying in that you only have so many energy crystals, like purple gems you have to purchase. Like, how are they going to support it?
In-app purchases.
We're kind of diddling around. I mean, Elder Scrolls 6, they went and did it. They announced the next one. They finally have a sequel.
Put up a graphic.
That's all people need.
That's all they need.
It wasn't even a graphic last time. You remember with Skyrim when they announced it was just a logo.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah.
With music. So everybody, there it is now. Not dad friendly, although I suppose like the quests are kind of bite sized enough.
It could be.
Spend your time in it. It's going to take a long time, but if it's as good as Skyrim was, it's a great world to kind of just kick around in a year or two. For a year or two. They also announced Starfield. Now, Jeff, I've come to understand this is kind of something of legend within Bethesda.
Yeah, this is something that people have been asking for a while. I'm not sure the origins of it, but it's basically Skyrim in space, as far as I understand it. So a lot of people are asking for that world just in other worlds and having that out there. So again, it was announced with a logo. Who knows when they'll get around to it.
Yeah, E3 quickly becoming just a logo conference.
Yeah, that's it. Just flashes. That's it. So, but otherwise, jumping from Bethesda into Sony, who did things a little bit differently. I personally enjoy their conferences with the live orchestra and everything, but this one they set up with events. So they shuffled the crowd from one to another and had intermissions, which I do not like commercials. That's what they set it up to be. So, but they did go into Last of Us 2. That was right out the gate. They started strong. I love The Last of Us. I bought The Last of Us Remastered. I'm waiting to see the sequel happen, and I'll talk about that one a little bit more, but I am personally really excited for that one. Death Stranding? What can you say about Death Stranding? It's Kojima.
Just question mark upon question mark upon question mark upon hope upon question mark.
I'm not sure. There's a lot there, a lot to take in. It looked great. It was using the same engine as Horizon, so everything looked great. I don't know what to expect. So we'll see more, hopefully in the next couple of years. Ghost of Tsushima, I think I say that right. That's one I'm really looking forward to. It's from Sucker Punch, the guys that did Infamous. They've been working on this one for a few years, and it's about actually historically when the Mongolian invaded Japan. So there's a lot of samurais and historical places and events that you can do, and the gameplay looked really neat. I'm missing my Tenchu and Bushido blade, so this is giving me some of that.
That would be that. Those are some awesome callbacks. If it has, it's not as if it needs exactly the stealth element, but that feeling, that world, that time period that those Blade games captured. If it could be this, but modern and kind of an open world, big sandbox thing, that could be really cool.
Yeah, I'm looking for a good change of, I guess, theme and environment. So that one looked kind of neat. And then jumping the other way is Spider-Man, which is, it was more Spider-Man. Like, I wasn't blown away from it. Like, it looked very, if you've ever played Arkham Knight, it just replaced Batman with Spider-Man, and then that's what it kind of looked like. So it's good. Like, it looks like it's going to hold up well. But if you like Spider-Man, there it is.
That is an incredible endorsement, though, because those Batman games were just incredible.
They were awesome. I played, I think, Arkham Knight and something else, the sequel to it, and loved them. And it was a great fighting system, great world. It was clean, and it was good to play with. So
yeah, but as opposed to the dark, brooding, nighttime kind of aesthetic, if they really nail the capture quick wit, funny Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Like if it's a bit more fun in that way, that could be a really awesome world to explore.
Yeah. I agree.
So, dad friendly again.
Well, it's there.
Yeah, it should be straightforward enough. And
I mean,
web slinging is always a blast.
Yeah, what they showed was like you wouldn't have your kids around when they're beating up Spider-Man, but yeah, there's no blood or anything.
They should have a filter where it just adds like the old Batman poofs, like as they punch people. Yeah. Whammo! Kablam!
Yeah.
I call that the kid filter. So we move on to Square's event, Kingdom Hearts 3. That game looks great. It was a ton of fun to play. I believe I've played 2 Kingdom Heart games. Didn't understand what happened in either of them. I couldn't tell you the plot.
No,
and not for forgetting. I just didn't understand what was going on at any point.
No, and I totally agree. I think I played the first one just because Cloud was in it, and it was like, oh, neat. And then that was it. So looks great.
Yeah, I loved it to bits. And to be clear, like I loved it to bits. Like I had a great time with it. Played the heck out of it. It's just it really is confusing. And then watching trailers for this, it's
You feel old.
It's like Disney Death Stranding.
It is, and then my kids are like, "Who's the duck?" So it's a different generation that's going for this one.
It is really cool to have Goofy and Donald be your backup in a game, and also it was a really great system, like having the 3 fighters in any of the Kingdom Hearts games I had played,
like a squad.
The 3 fighters and being able to control them, like that was a lot of fun. That was a really fun battle system. So yeah, hopeful. There it is. It's weird and it's coming. Shadow of the Tomb Raider. Not too much to say about it. Looks like they're continuing their well-received Tomb Raider games. So good to see the sequel. Seems it is doing well enough to receive continued love. And Just Cause 4.
Yeah,
that was a bit of a surprise.
Yeah,
and is it going to suffer a bit of fatigue from all these sequels?
I think fatigue for sure. I mean, it looked great again, and they're playing with weather in this one, so you can like call down tornadoes and whatever else. But I don't know. I think it's just it seems.
So as opposed to just like kind of being a god, you're just a god.
You're just a god. You just do whatever. So I don't know. It's just kind of mixing. It's almost like SimCity now, where like every iteration built a little bit on it, and I get it. Like every sequel does that, but it just I don't know. It just seems samesies again. Fun game though. Just Cause 3 is one of my favorites just to play around. Actually, Just Cause 2. So
it's funny because recently I literally had the thought it'd be kind of fun to just hop into Just Cause 3 for a second.
Yeah, just the sandbox, right?
Yeah, just kick is such a fun sandbox. You get to do so many things. At any point, I think you can go back to those games. So, I mean, if they keep it up and it's interesting new things, hey, why not?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd be particularly interested in it, but
no,
there may be enough people who are. So, great. It's kind of an interesting...
Well, but flipping over to Ubisoft, this is a notable one because I have bit the bullet and I bought Assassin's Creed Origins.
You don't have time for that.
I know, but it's the Egypt theme. I always loved Egypt as a kid. They have that little discovery mode where you could teach people about Egypt and the pyramids, so I bought it. And
clearly,
this next
clearly
one,
for the kids.
Yeah, of course.
Educational tool.
The Switch is next. But with this one, it's Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which takes in Greece, in Athens, Greece, in that time period of Spartans fighting the government and everything, where they have all sorts of architecture, and the gods look like there could be part of that God of War style into this. So it looks kind of neat. I'm antsy. I'm on the line. We'll see. Wait for sale, but it should looks good.
So the other thing So I just pitch one thing on that. What's fun, every time they announce a game, generally speaking, Assassin's Creed, great games, I just don't have time for it. They're so long, they're so deep, but every time they announce it, there's just that one nagging doubt. Like now we're going to be pirates. Like damn, that sounds cool.
It does.
Okay. Now we're going to go to Egypt. Oh, man, that's really sweet. Okay, now we're going to Greece. Oh, man, that sounds cool.
They found it now because I love Black Flag. I like the pirates. And again, like you mentioned, Egypt and Greeks. I love it. Going down the line, we have Beyond Good Evil 2, which
Yeah, that I am so excited for that.
Yep.
And it's definitely one I want to talk about later.
Definitely.
So can't believe it's actually coming out. I thought that was dead and gone.
I know it was kind of resurrected, so wait to hear from Trevor on that one. Division 2. Division 2, I'm surprised at. Like, they had a good showing. Things look good. I think it's just more of the same with them. But actually, the surprise one was Unravel 2, which, if you remember, the first one was kind of a cutesy, kind of yarny, I think his name was, and you travel through these puzzle world, which is neat. And to put in co-op, which I was considering, again, for the kids, I think the puzzles are a little bit too much. But and then they just dropped it that night. So it's available right now, Unravel 2, with co-op, local co-op.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's just a great win. That was a cool little title. You know, it was never going to be some massive GTA 5 type thing. So to see them continue to bring it along, that's a great little win.
Yeah.
That's a cool looking little game. I think I'd be curious to see how the co-op works. Can you do enough of the puzzles so that your kids don't have to kind of fail at it? Like, can you carry the team, or does it really require 2 adequate players?
Are you saying that you're going to be yelling at your kid? No, go over there. No.
I mean that you can play it, and him being there is kind of just as guys. He's the dumb NPC you're kind of dragging along through, so you can play the game.
You can play the cursor.
Yeah. Here's this unplugged controller. Go nuts, kid. So we go off to Nintendo, and actually, Jeff, sorry, I'll pause here. Did Nintendo actually show up at E3, or they just made their own separate announcements?
They had their own Nintendo Direct, on a day. So they're there, but they aren't.
It's such a weird hate relationship. Like, why? Just show up. Like, you're already doing it.
I don't know.
But so the love-hate continues between E3 and Nintendo. But no surprise, they launched Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, or at least announced it.
Yeah.
The biggest news I saw from that is they didn't seem to include Wario.
Yeah.
Or no, Waluigi.
Not Waluigi, yeah.
No Waluigi, which everyone seemed to be a little sad about.
But everybody else.
Every
single other character except him. So there's this big, write-in to have him in the game, which is great.
Yeah, go for it. I mean, was it Riley from the Metroid series?
Oh, Ridley, yeah.
The purple dragon. He's in it, but no Waluigi. But people are chomping at the bits for this. I think it's going to fit so well on the Switch. Especially,
for sure.
You're with a buddy and you can knock off those 2 nunchucks.
Yeah.
And play some Smash. That is really cool.
That's your system seller for sure.
Yeah, as if they don't have enough. So something very dad and kid friendly, Super Mario Party.
Yeah, that looked fun to play. And again, the graphics look amazing on that. It's kind of like Mario's come to life in that one. So
yeah, it looked a little more interactive. So some of the puzzles you're playing with other people are shake the controller or blow on it. So it's not so static, just
button mashing.
Thumb reflexes. It's very much like getting engaged, which for non-gamers, when you're the cool kid who brings a Switch to the adult party.
It's gonna happen, Trevor. Don't worry.
Can't wait.
I'll get it.
And again, no surprise, but great news. Fortnite arrives on the Nintendo Switch.
So is that game on every single platform ever? Is that more platforms than Skyrim at this point? Are we talking
So
it's everywhere.
We don't have it on calculators.
Yeah, that's true.
Phones, every single system, PC. Yeah, they are reaching Skyrim territory.
Yeah, that is everywhere.
The biggest game continues to get bigger. That has got to be the closest market game fit I've seen for that game.
Yeah.
Tends to go a little bit younger. Nintendo likes to lean a little bit younger. So that's awesome. And now, of course, we'd be remiss not to mention the controversy that came up from PlayStation and their handling of Fortnite and crossplay. But that's something actually we'll discuss to a little bit towards the end.
Yeah.
And that moves us on swiftly to EA.
Oh, EA is the horrible one. It is not. That was not a good conference. If you want, an hour of your life back, don't watch that conference. It was a lot of the same. So Battlefield 5 was announced. Well, not announced, just kind of shown. It looked great. It's got a battle royale mode. So what game doesn't?
Of course.
It might work in that kind of realistic wartime era. So we'll see what happens with that. It might draw more people in. PUBG, sorry about that. You're going to be dead in the water soon.
Poor guy.
Anthem was also shown off, which I don't have any particularly like excitement for, but it looks like they've refined the kind of Iron Man jetpack movement through that game, so it could be a hit. I know a lot of people are pumped for that one.
Yeah. Now I think they've guaranteed that all microtransactions are purely cosmetic, though.
Yes,
right?
that's something they had to say like right up front. So we'll see. I'm sure they learned their lesson from Battlefront and won't kind of like, shoot the game before it launches. So yeah, here's hoping.
The thing that worries me about it, though, is that all indications seem to point to that it was going to be heavily microtransaction based, a la Battlefront 2.
Yeah, well, it probably was originally supposed to be.
But that's my worry, because now they've ripped that out.
Yep.
What does that mean? Like, so you had to completely rejig your game so that it didn't have those elements? And how easily did that transition go? Is that going to impact the quality of the game? Is it going to be big issues? Because like this was clearly built as a monetization strategy. But hopefully, here's hoping. I hope it's great for them.
Yeah, I hope they don't push it out the door, but we'll see. And they've announced, the other little sports games. You might have heard them. FIFA, Madden, all those are the same, just new years on them. And then they just threw a Star Wars game. They're just saying, like, by name only, that there is a Star Wars game being developed that will be out at some point. And so that got everybody's kind of ears perked up, and they said nothing else. So, whatever.
That ... Star Wars.
Yeah, that's it.
Goodbye, everybody.
That's it. All right. It's like Bethesda with theirs. They're like, by the way,
here's an image. Ciao.
Bye.
Exit stage left.
Yeah.
So on to PSVR. Now we'll talk a little bit about some disappointments we had with it and kind of the handling of the system, but there did seem to be a decent number of titles announced. Unfortunately, again, capped at the knees. Most of these were announced before the event itself, but we were looking at Creed. So the great looking boxing game for it.
Yeah.
Ghost Giant, which seems very reminiscent of Moss as far as being a larger than life god figure interacting with a 2 or 3D platformer in front of you. Looks very cute, very cool.
Yeah. It's hard to show these ones too that are not in VR, because I've experienced Moss, but you see it on the flat screen. So it's like this one. It's like, I know that's going to be cool, but again, you got this 2D image. You're like, okay.
Yeah. That's really, we really got to hope they start giving out demos just to every VR game. There's only one way to experience VR, and you cannot have a flat trailer.
No.
So here's hoping. Astrobot, now we talked about this last episode, but that is the PSVR demo disc game gone full game, which is super fantastic. That's a great one for the kids too.
Yes.
Especially if they bring in the second player assisting mode.
Yes, I've had great experiences with that and my 7-year-old, so I'm looking forward to that one.
Yeah, Trover saves the universe. Now, quick note, my name is Trevor, and in ordering coffee at Starbucks, I have gotten a number of cups spelt Trover.
Here you go. Here's your game. This is you.
It's like they're talking to me. They got me.
Need to get it.
Well, this is from the creators of Rick and Morty, so it's going to be hilarious if you did play the other game that they released, Accounting Simulator. If it's anything similar, like, it's worth a purchase just for the experience, because it's just out there. So Trover saves the world. We did it. Tetris Effect, again, something that we discussed last episode, but this is a Tetris game in VR, specifically focusing on the quote-unquote Tetris Effect, where you apparently see the game many, many hours later trying to solve pieces, or even in real life, as you try to shove your cat into a rectangle size shape to complete your row.
It'll happen
one day. Beat Saber was officially announced. That there'd been a lot of speculation. It really seemed like it was, but they just put the nail in it. Beat Saber is coming for PSVR.
I'm excited on that one. I've seen so many YouTube playthroughs on that. It looks like it looks insane. There's a lot going on. It's kind of like my Guitar Hero in VR, which I am excited to see. Yeah.
Except to be clear, in case someone hadn't seen this one, blocks are flying towards you. You have what should only be described as a lightsaber.
It's a lightsaber
in both hands, and one of each color. One red, one blue. Red and blue blocks are flying towards you with direction arrows. You have to slice those blocks with your lightsabers of the right color as it's coming in. And of course, it's all synced to the music. Like it's It looks intense. I'm worried I just won't be able to beat anything. It'd just be like just lose in the first 5 seconds and have to put the game off.
Yeah, we'll see.
But great announcement. Really great to see the devs bring it over. Firewall 0 Hour. So this looks like Rainbow Six in VR. Anybody that's tried it or got extensive kind of demos at the show are raving about this one. This one seems not pared down, not dumbed down for VR. This is very much full-on tactical shooter, but in virtual reality.
Yeah, if they can pull that off, that would be great. Like, again, they need to get around the dumbed down games. If they market this as a full-blown, almost Call of Duty, like you said, in VR, or Rainbow Six in VR, that would be a big sell for the platform. So looking forward to that.
Absolutely. And otherwise, we looked at Evasion. Looks like your kind of standard fare sci-fi shooter. Hoping for the best there as well.
Yeah. So what wasn't there?
So you've heard now what they announced. What didn't they announce?
What didn't they announce? So we talked a little bit about how PSVR was kind of shoved off stage. Again, it was something that was kind of mentioned through montages. So I'm just hoping that Sony kind of keeps it up front and they don't PSP it and let it die in a corner. So keep going, Sony. Keep it supported.
Yeah.
Go forward.
The thought that it wasn't on the main stage or at least 1 or 2 games as prominent features. Here's this game for the VR system that we have.
Yeah.
That's sad. Like you really wanted to see it brought out front and center.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens. I hope they kind of continue to support it. What hurts me every day in this world is not seeing the Final Fantasy VII remake. So I've given up. This is it. That's the last straw. That's nothing. I don't want any part of it. They're gonna wreck it.
No, that's a lie. I will call you on this lie.
I'm saying that now. When it comes out, I'll obviously buy it, Trevor. I know.
It's just like, even the next trailer, though, you're gonna get hyped.
Probably. Playing with my emotions.
I wonder if it's a half smart move. Of course, we wanted to see more. We want to see where it's at or get like a release date or something. But maybe there just wasn't enough to show, or anything they were going to show was going to be too dissected for their own good.
I totally agree with that, because there has been rumored that they just they nuked everything their third party did and started over. So they might not have anything.
Oh boy, that's it's a rewrite of the rewrite. Perfect.
Yeah. So that wasn't true.
Long as the end product's good,
no,
bring it on.
Yeah, that's true. Fight Night wasn't shown.
I still haven't got my Fight Night game.
I know. I'm surprised on that one.
This PSVR, you got Creed, fine, but where's the boxing game?
Even just
somebody release a boxing game. What's up?
Even just regularly, it did pretty well when it came out. I remember playing round 2. I think it was. It was a great game.
Yeah, who doesn't want to play through McGregor versus Mayweather?
Yeah,
who doesn't?
That's true. That's true. That's a payday right there.
The best part is, if you're McGregor, you just can't win.
Your health just slowly ticks away.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that one wasn't shown. We'll see what happens. Again, another one that everybody kind of half expected was another Skate game. Skate wasn't there. Skate was
no more Skate.
Nowhere to be found. That's a payday for them. They just didn't.
Skate or any skateboarding game, just something like
Nothing.
Skate 4 would be fantastic, or somebody else. Ubisoft announces like some sort of skate game, or like I don't want to say Tony Hawk game.
Don't say that. Don't take it. Don't. Anything past Tony Hawk 2 is just dead to me. So don't worry about it.
No more Skate.
No.
People were sad. I was sad.
And
let me box. Let me skate.
Trevor wants his sports. His sports out.
These type of sports.
The opposite of sports, Metro Prime 4 was teased through like a Nintendo Direct, and nothing was here. So it wasn't even a little glimpse of Metroid, of the next-gen Metroid on the Switch. So I'm kind of sad about that one. I kind of wanted to get my hopes up for when I get my Switch, I get my Metroid Prime. But that did not happen. And Rockstar usually doesn't appear at E3s, but sometimes they have a little clip. Red Dead Redemption 2 was not at E3, so that release date's coming up, and we haven't seen more than like one trailer, so we'll see what happens with that one. I'm sure it'll be great, or littered with microtransactions. Who knows?
Great or microtransactions.
Yeah.
Those are your two options now.
Yeah, there it is. Grand Theft Auto 5 all over again in the Wild West.
All right, so that generally covers some of the more notable games that we saw from E3 this year. Pretty exciting stuff. Like those are
Yeah.
nothing super unexpected, really.
No, I don't think so.
It's still pretty hype system, but let's get into some of the things that really kind of piqued our interest. And I know you were chomping at the bit.
Yeah.
As soon as we covered it with Cyberpunk 2077.
Yes. So again, these are the people that made Witcher 3. So I'm in love with this game already.
Already sold.
They've worked on this game for it was probably announced 3-4 years ago with just a short little teaser trailer. So this is a very cyberpunk, cybernetic world. It's almost like Blade Runner come to life. RPG still, we're still talking RPG, though they have made it first person, which is odd to me. So I'm not quite sure about that, but I kind of go back to Skyrim. I like that in first person. So maybe that's what this is. I am totally stoked for what they showed. Just because it looks so dense, and from the behind the scenes gameplay that some other journalists have seen, they say it's super dense, like with just stuff going on, and you're just like visually assaulted with like
just what I want.
It's just like Blade Runner at night, right? And they showed it through the day just to kind of show that there's both sides to the day and night cycle, but it does look interesting to me. I'm looking forward to it. Again, we're not going to see anything for another 2-3 years, so I'll talk about more when it actually gets closer to the date.
Man, that is a long dev cycle.
It is. They're taking their sweet time with it.
But it was, at the very least, like, yeah, that initial trailers and images were great. Like a lot of hype for it. It's kind of cool to see that this is built on that. Like that, it's like it's still good, it's still going great.
Yeah,
you're
still
gonna love
working on it.
Forever. So Halo Infinite piqued my interest. I have not been on the Xbox side for a while. It's just into this current world of gaming with Fortnite's microtransactions, shell games, anything you want to call it. What if Halo Infinite comes out and it is just everything you remember from the original Halo? Like visceral, has this incredible punch, this great feel, cool story, great characters.
Yep.
Like what if into this current market there's just this unbelievable Halo game, and then it also captures that online multiplayer, like the battles, because the battles in like original Halo and Halo 2 against your friends, like that was legendary. That was such a good time.
Yeah. And we'll see when it kind of launches in this gaming landscape, because like you said, there's a lot out there now, and I think when Halo came out, it was almost groundbreaking in the way it did it, or it carried kind of the flag into the console and PC kind of gaming. But we'll see. I don't know. Everyone's kind of on the word infinite. Like, what does that mean? Is it an open world thing, or is it battle royale again? Like, what are we getting into? So
yeah, is it battle royale? Is it Destiny?
Yeah.
Like what? Yeah. Are they going to muddy the waters, or are they going to be pure? And that's why for me it's just super interesting about it.
We'll see. The big one that I'm kind of excited to continue the story, but there is one little hiccup on it. Last of Us 2. Last of Us 2. Again, like mentioned before, I've bought this game twice, the remastered version. I love The Last of Us. So I need to see what happens to Ellie and Joel in Last of Us 2. And the trailer kind of showed only Ellie. It did not show Joel, which I don't mind playing Ellie, and I think they've said that you will play Ellie. Joel is not in it, so of course you can't take them for their word for it. There's spoilers, obviously. Like, we're not gonna like give away
Surprise!
everything.
Joel's here, suckers.
But it looks amazing. If that was gameplay, like I remember seeing God of War when that came out, and it was gameplay, so I can imagine Naughty Dog doing the same thing. There is a lot to that animation process that I have never seen before. The way you dodge and duck in between vehicles, and now you can jump. You couldn't jump before, and now you can jump. This is amazing. I love it.
We're living in the future.
Yeah.
We can jump.
What again kind of irked me though was that there was less clickers, where the first one was very much an infection and you had to fight against this infection spreading throughout the world. Now they didn't show that. They showed just humans, so I'm hoping that clicker feel is still there. But we'll see. Again, it was just a short clip, and it looked amazing. It looked like my next Uncharted for me, so I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm hoping.
You did it. You're in.
Yeah.
Got it. The best part, I still have not played Last of Us.
Oh, dude, no.
I know. It's. I wonder if I own it. There's a chance there's a chance I might own it too. It might be on my system, and I just haven't touched it.
Well,
I'm so far.
I didn't spoil it anything for you. Well, really.
I deserve to have it spoiled. It's been too long. I don't deserve to be surprised after this much time.
All right, sounds good.
They're both girls. That's a twist.
That's it.
Not. I would be interested to see. It's on the list. It's one of the ones I'm going to play.
It's never going to happen.
Maybe I'll play it before this one comes out, and then I'll be excited for this one too.
Okay.
But the sequel I am excited for is Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Oh yes, yeah.
The bastard child of EA. They did not think they were going to possibly. Hold on, did I say EA? I think Ubisoft. Sorry.
Yeah, Ubisoft. Yeah.
The bastard child of Ubisoft. Super beloved game. Never saw a sequel. Then they had that one teaser. What would have been?
Oh, that was forever.
Feels like 5 years ago.
Yep.
Just with the two main characters, Jade and the Uncle Pig, on the side of the road. Didn't show anything else. And dark. Every now and then you'd get this one tweet that would say something to the effect of, "Yeah, still working on it.
Yeah,
working deep. This is going to be great."
Right.
Now the trailer has not those characters. It still very much feels like the same world, which is cool. Cyberpunk, dystopian future.
Yeah.
But super upbeat, like colorful, like awesome, right? So it's great. I'm just so excited that they followed through on it. And if it's kind of within that world and it has anything to the pedigree its predecessor did,
yeah,
this could be a day one purchase for me. This looks so exciting.
It sounds like it has a lot to live up to. So I hope they don't let you down.
That's the problem. And did you not play the original Beyond Good and Evil?
I barely remember it. I remember playing it. I couldn't tell you what happened in it though.
Again, I 100%ed it. And
wow.
There's not a lot of games. There are so few games I've ever 100%ed.
Yeah, knowing you, that's for sure.
Yeah, that's right. There's so many games I don't play. But no, this one I did because the story was amazing. Character's awesome. So many cool mechanics. Like there's this one creature capture. We just had to take photos of creatures in the world, and if you got all of them, that goes towards it.
Wow.
I got all of them. Like,
that's a lot. That's commitment there.
Yeah, love this game, love this game world. So if they can capture some element of it and do it justice, super excited for it.
Yeah. Speaking of capturing audiences, Fortnite has a bit of an issue launching on the Switch.
No, so I'll say, hold on. I'd say PlayStation has a bit of an issue with Fortnite launching on the Switch.
Yes, and you'd be right. Apparently, if you have any Epic Games account and you've logged into PlayStation, it is now tied to your PlayStation account. So even if you bought a whole bunch of upgrades for your character in Fortnite, play it on your PlayStation, then you go to your Switch, that don't work anymore. You have to start a whole new account. It's not even like, let's log into your account, start a new character. It's a whole new account. So this is really kind of throwing everybody for a loop. And apparently it goes back with other games with Epic as well on the PlayStation. It just owns to that console, which Sony needs to fix because they're the ones that I know are ahead of the game and they have the most consoles out there. But come on, guys, you say you're for the gamers, you might as well loosen up a little bit. Everybody can play with each other except for Sony.
Now, do you have some inside dirt on this in that, or at least like an explanation of it? So if I have an Xbox and PC version of Fortnite, and I go to my Switch, that works.
That's fine.
But if I have a PC and have a PC, Xbox, PlayStation account, I'm still good.
If you've logged into your PlayStation, that account is now tied to it. Doesn't matter where you started it.
Okay, now if I have a PC account, like I even can't have the PC crossover with my PlayStation?
No, because as soon as you go to the PlayStation, it's again locked in there.
Oh no!
So
that actually happened to me because I think I started on PC just to sign up for it, and then I have my iOS.
Yeah,
like I have it on iOS, so I guess. But I signed up, so we could play it on our dad experiment when Dad's played Fortnite. So I guess everything my account's locked into PlayStation now.
Yeah, you might want to check that because again, everybody's getting their login fail screens. So
that's wild. Oh, that's just so. I hope it's just a tech thing that they're going to try to work around as opposed to being a big monolithic awful corporation that's going to shut that down. But what a if it is, if they have some control of it, what a terrible move.
Well, yeah, and don't do it to a game that's totally in the spotlight right now, where everybody's looking to you, be like, all right, everybody else can play nicely. Why can't you? So
yeah, especially in that market, like that's your future console buyers. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
You're poisoning them.
Yeah.
Oh, don't get PlayStation. That they won't let you transfer your account.
Yeah.
Like, never buy a PlayStation again.
No.
Come on, guys. What are you doing? Knock it off. It's Fortnite.
Live long enough to see yourself become the villain. So
Oh, let's hope they sort that one out. But Fortnite's in every show now.
everything.
But let's end on a positive note. Let's end on what are we most excited about? What are we most dad excited about coming out of E3?
So,
which I think probably from our gushing in the conversation, folks could probably guess. But Jeff, what are you most excited about from E3 2018?
so not really anything. Being a dad, being a dad, it's that excitement is kind of gone. Like, well, it's there, but it's jaded. I feel that a lot of these games I won't be able to play for a while. Or they'll take too much of my time, and I've already got a backlog, Trevor. I'm trying to work through games. I have a year or two to go. So if I had to pick what I'm going to get, I would say Last of Us 2. I need to finish that story. I need to see where that goes. It's, again, very well written, and the environments in the first game seem to be carrying over to the second game. So I need to see where Joel and Ellie's kind of story goes and where they end up. So that would be my pick to go.
I'd be curious to see. It'll be curious to see as our kids grow up and come to an age where they could get excited about games.
Yes,
because that might be the rekindling. Because here we are, we're adults, we have kids, so we're just not going to have the same level of excitement from these games anymore. Which is that's a sad thing in some ways.
It is.
But to think, but maybe the next generation, our spawn, will get so into games and like, Dad, did you see it's Fortnite 25? I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
Like, yes, my son. That was a great conference. I'm so excited for it.
I would actually like to see that happen, because I can remember sending my mom to the mall to get Super Mario 3 and wait in line. So like, again, this gaming age is different. Like, you don't wait in line anymore unless you want a physical collector's edition, but otherwise it's a digital countdown. So I'm waiting to see that kind of happiness return, because I am happy for these games, but I'm not like super excited to get them. So, but if I had to pick, Last of Us 2.
All right. Now for myself, I mean, we just talked about it, but Beyond Good and Evil 2.
No.
So stoked that they're following they're following through on it. If it can be any good, that it's a feel good story and hopefully a hell of a game.
Yeah.
So generally speaking, for yourself, I mean, obviously they didn't set out to impress Jeff necessarily, but like what's your big takeaway? Was this a good E3 and looking to be a good year of games?
Yeah, I think it was a good E3. I think it was, I guess, serviceable. I don't think there was any huge surprises, but there were a lot of good games. Again, we got a lot more glimpses of what's going to come out, and hopefully a lot of them coming out by the end of the year and early 2019. So a lot down the pipe, a lot that I won't be able to play for a while, but it's good for the gaming community, and we'll see some more stuff come out. So it was good. What do you think? It's okay?
Yeah, that was good. I think it's great to see it continue in some fashion, and there's still to be some level of hype and excitement around it. So, I hope if nothing else, maybe it's just nostalgia for myself. It's cool to see. I hope they keep it up. And this year, those are some exciting things that were announced, and they seem to pull it off. So
nice.
Hope it continues. Good event, and it looks like we're in for some good treats for games, and even some you can play with your kids.
Yeah.
Now, dad update from this side. I've noticed my kid has rolled off the bed in the monitor, and he is still soundly asleep.
Oh, well, there you go.
So the question now becomes, do I take him off of the floor and risk waking him up? Or I let him sleep on the floor for a bit?
This sounds like a good VR game where you have to go into a room and you have to like coddle a kid and try and get him back in the crib.
With your motion controls ever so delicately.
Yes.
But expect Dad Simulator in E3 2019. But as for this review of E3 2018, that wraps it up, and looks like that wraps it up for us as well. Thank you, everybody, for listening. This has been New Dad Gaming. If you'd like to get a hold of us, you can find us on our website at newdadgaming.com, as well as all the social networks. bears mentioning that our competition for the celebration around our 100th episode has closed. We'll be announcing the winners in the coming weeks. Thank you everybody who submitted. If you'd like to still get a hold of us or subscribe to our newsletter, which we send out weekly as well, with Gaming Dad updates, the best stories of the week, as well as links to the posts here, please find the sign up for that on the website. So yeah, reach out to us for any questions, show ideas. We would love to hear from you. You can find the podcast itself on iTunes, Google Play, Stitcher, and any other podcasting services. We would appreciate a subscription, a like, and a pass along to any dad who games. Until next week, my name is Trevor, and I have a 3-year-old on the floor and a 9-month-old theoretically in his bed.
And I'm Jeff. I have 2 kids in the bed, 7-year-old and a 5-year-old.
And a dog passed out on the couch.
And a dog that's sound asleep snoring.
Life is good. I will see you next week.
See you later.